Kristine Perez, 5 Leslie Drive. A new committee was formed at the State House this year, a housing committee, because of the not enough housing. People were complaining. And they had 33 bills that came before them. Many of them were retained, which means they're going to be studied further. But many of them were not. And the Senate also had multiple housing bills that ended up being, for the most part, zoning bills. And first of all, let me say, I am not a NIMBY. I am not a NIMBY in spite of what people think. But we do have, I think, 1,400 new units being built in this town at this time. But I had some bills. I went to hearings on some of these bills last week, and there's several that really concern me. Senate Bill 84, it's relative to zoning procedures and concerning residential housing. My argument against this is that New Hampshire is a very vast community, and what might be good for a town of 50 or 500 is not good for a town of 28,000. I'm concerned that taking the local control away from the town with these zoning bills is going to be detrimental to us. My argument on this, when I was talking about Senate Bill 84, I was told by the head of the committee, well, are you aware? This restricts the size of lots. Are you aware of the fact that Londonderry already does this? And I said, yes, I am. But the problem is, if you make it a state law, then if Londonderry wants to change it, you have tied their hands and they cannot change it. The second bill I spoke on was Senate Bill 163. Very scary. It is prohibiting the local towns, municipalities, from having a moratorium, restricting the town from deciding to have a moratorium. That would be a law. That would really hurt towns that really need to take a step back and look. I know that the planning board talked about a moratorium a bit ago. Unfortunately, nothing happened to it. Anyway, that's the other one. There were many other ones that came forward, but there were 5 specifically. Senate Bills 84, 163, 281. It changes the construction allowance. These are bills that are going to take the town's hands, the zoning departments, the planning departments, and take control away from them. And it's not going to come back unless the law is changed. So I ask you to please do whatever you can to call, to write in, to put your views online, ask people to do this, because we cannot allow these bills to go forward. One of the bills was as silly as you only needed one stairway in a residential building between 6 and 4 floors above grade, only one stairway. For Pete's sake, every fire department in the state was about to come out and talk against this. These are not common sense bills. These are control bills, and I ask you to help me make sure that these don't make it to the governor's desk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you sit down, Kristine, could you give the email address that people can go to, or the website where they... Can you give the email address or the website in which people can send their, how they feel about it?
If you go to GenCourt.
I'm sorry?
GenCourt, GenCourt.org, right? You can look up the bill, and then you'll be able to comment on the bill. You see when the hearings are coming for it. These bills made it through the Senate. Unfortunately, only one of them was roll called. That was the first one. So you can't even tell who voted for these bills and who didn't vote for it, except for the first one. And they went from the Senate, they went to the Housing Committee. That's where I went and spoke. I talked to the head of the Housing Committee Joe Alexander on Friday because I thought they were going to be exec on Friday to see if they made it through the Housing Committee, but they were not done on Friday. So I will keep you up to date as to what happens. Specifically, a lot of the bills that came before the House were put on the consent calendars, so we didn't even get an opportunity to vote for or against them, unfortunately. But I'll try to keep you posted.
And when would people have to have their letters in by?
Well, it's not a letter. You can just say I'm for or against and make a comment ASAP.
Well,
because
I mean, when are they going to, when
I
is the
don't know. I
deadline?
asked. I don't know. They could be exec as soon as tomorrow. They could be exec next week.
All right,
They
so the
can
sooner
call.
the better, right?
Sooner the better.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristine.